Hi, thank you so much for clicking the thumbnail. In this video I will be sharing with you my techniques and tips on how I achieve my graphite work. Be sure to watch it right through to the end, because here and there I'll be slowing it down and giving you real-time footage so you can take a closer look. So let's dive in and take a look. So the first thing to consider is to draw in the actual lines of the angle of the nose and also the bottom of the nose, and then you draw the circle, and then you draw in the wings of the nose and then the nostril and then the sides of the nose. Just a case of getting that line correct. I'm using a HB pencil, doing it very lightly. I'm not too concerned about values at the moment. All I'm concerned with is getting the shape right, the feel right, and just basically keep observing the angle of where things should be. Now, to create the loose marks, I hold the pencil quite a distance away from the point, and that keeps everything nice and loose. And I'm using the razor, the putty rubber. That's very good rubber if you haven't got one. I've got a list of materials in the description below, so check them out after the video. But the putty rubber is such a vital tool, really. You're actually using it to sculpture the correct shape. And you only need to just press on it very lightly, and it just lifts the graphite away from the paper and leaves no marks at all. It's just incredible. So now we've finished the outline, it's just a case now of getting the values in place. This is just a blocking, so just doing the nostrils there, and that would be the 8B, which is the 9 value. Just to illustrate where I thought the values would be, I've numbered the reference image you can see as an inset photo to your left. Now it's just looking at the actual scale and then squinting the eyes so you see beyond the colour, so you don't see the colour, you just see it as tones, and see which you feel it would be, and then just get that pencil and use it. So for example, if it's number 5, you'll grab a HB and then you do that area, and so on. Now if I was doing a portrait, a whole portrait, I would do this completely before I started putting the final details in, so and getting the real subtleties in. So it's just a matter of going through the whole portrait, just trying to work out which value it is, and then using that pencil in that area. If you're finding value in this video, why not subscribe? It's absolutely free, and then you're sure not to miss any of my future ones. I feel that even if you do a lot of colour work, is to always do black and white drawings. It does help eventually with seeing the values, and it does make your colour work a lot more 3D and more realistic. So I really encourage you to carry on with your drawings even if you are doing colour. Once we've got the initial values in, now it's a case of getting the texture correct. Some areas are grainier, some are soft, some are sparkly and vibrant. Even though it's black and white, there's like a shimmery and aliveness to it. So some areas you have to go over a grainier pencil, like a B. Sometimes that creates like a grain effect on the paper, so you have to go over that with a harder pencil. Now I sometimes use a 9H, 6H as well as what's on the scale, just so it creates that sort of softness and sparkly feel to it. So using the putty rubber, you can lift some graphite out and then go over again with a harder pencil. So what you're doing is using the putty rubber and a combination of different pencils to get the actual texture you want. So I've slowed the video right down into real time now, so you can actually see what I'm doing. Now this is probably a 9H I'm using here, and I'm just using the pencil in different directions as well, just trying to feel the texture, feel where it is, different pressures, pressing on certain areas, being light in certain areas. It's a case of just really letting go and feeling the energy of the image. Now here I'm just using the putty rubber to lift off some graphite. My personal choice is not to use the paper stumps to actually, or even brushes to actually smooth the graphite. I like to do it as like hatching, cross hatching, using the rubber just to get that sort of texture, because it creates like a sparkling feel to it, and in skin it's never smooth, there's always different textures, and this way I feel I can achieve that. Now even though I'm just drawing a nose, it's amazing, even like in the shadows and that and little bits of subtleties, you can actually feel the personality and energy of that person you're drawing. So really you have to open your heart to the image, and then you start to feel all these sort of idiosyncrasies that belong to that image. This can be achieved by relaxation and just really letting go of the mind, because there's a tendency with the mind to panic, to keep things keep coming over in the mind, saying, oh, does this look right, or does that? Just let go, have nothing on your mind, and just feel with your heart, and then these energies start to, you can start to feel. Right, here's a bit of real-time footage again, just showing you how I'm using this amazing tool as well, which is the Mono Zero eraser, which again, all these materials I'm using is in the description below. But that's incredible, because what you can use with that is very, very subtly lift graphite from the paper, and then you can go over that then with maybe a 6H, 9H. Now I'd recommend trying different papers as well, because the papers do make a massive difference. I'm using Strathmore Smooth here, but there's also a coarser paper that they produce. All these materials are in the description below. I've also included United States links and UK links, so it's easy for you to find them on Amazon, so be sure to check that out in the description below. Also with values, never have your lightest dark the same as the darkest light, and keep your midtone separate. I say again, never have your lightest dark the same as the darkest light, and keep your midtone separate. Really important to get a feel for that. What I'm thinking of doing with these instruction videos is to do 1 week in graphite, then the following week in pastel colour, but doing the same subject and image. What do you think about that? Do you think that's a good idea? Would you like to see that so you get a feel for both black and white and colour? Let me know in the comments below. I would appreciate the input. Here's a photograph of the final drawing taken with my Nikon camera so you could see it in its proper perspective. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Just to recap on the most important points. First of all, draw the outline with a HB pencil very lightly. Then, using the value scale, block it in using the relative pencil for the correct value. Then once you've done that, to get the texture and the feeling correct, try using harder pencils over what you've just done. Now I just want to mention that on my Instagram account I am now about to give giveaways, and that will be materials that I use. So please follow me on Instagram so you don't miss out. So thank you very much for watching. Take care and be safe. Thank you.